Okay guys, welcome to this first class. I'm just going to take you through the first stages of how your narrative's built, the inner story's built, where it all comes from, where it came in, and hopefully help you to work through how your story was created. I work with many people who keep saying to me that they go over things and over things in their head and the same story spins and they don't know how to get out of it. So what I want to point you to first and foremost is the mind. Let's say this is your mind. It's broken into two, the conscious mind and the subconscious mind, okay? The subconscious mind is where your beliefs, your thoughts and your self-concept are stored. When your mind develops the conscious part, you have the ability to accept or reject anything that's put into it, okay? So if at 25 I say to you, you're a waster, you have the ability to accept that or you have the ability to reject that. The reason why I'm doing these videos is to show people this is how this stuff can resonate with you and trigger you at times, and you can't understand why it triggers you. So conscious, subconscious, beliefs, thoughts, self-concept has the ability to accept or reject. But we want to start with the 0 to 7, the formative years of life, where your subconscious is wide open. This is you. Excuse the drawing, but that's you. Your subconscious is wide open. And it's filled with parents, TV, siblings, music. Okay, so from 0 to 7, this is all piled into your subconscious. Now, at this stage, 0 to 7, the only thing that you can do is accept. You cannot reject. So let's say you're 3, 4, 5, and no matter what you do around the house, you're being shouted at. You're bold, you're bad, you're doing that wrong, you're stupid. Hey, what's wrong with you? You're stupid. So you have to accept all that. You don't have the ability to reject that. So then comes 7, sort of 8. Then you develop the conscious part of your brain, your mind, and the subconscious. Okay? So now you have the ability to either accept or reject. But let's say from 0 to 7, you were always being told that you were stupid, bold, bad, or you just felt like you didn't matter or you didn't fit in or nobody ever paid attention to you. At this age, that's all going to be stored in your subconscious as truth, okay, about yourself. So let's say at this age, your daddy leaves home, right? And at this age of your daddy leaves home, you're probably thinking he left home because he didn't love me. I wasn't enough for my daddy, so he left. Okay, so the child could think that goes down to what way they feel. Okay? Feel bad about themselves, they feel unworthy, they feel unloved. Then they act. And that act creates a reality. So a process of you always do what you always done takes place and you always get what you always got. So at 7 or 8, when you develop the conscious part of your mind, you do have the ability to accept or reject, but mostly you will accept based on your 0 to 7 and what's in your subconscious mind. So like I said, let's say your father left, you might take that on as your fault, your responsibility. You might feel like you're crap, so you're going to act accordingly when you're out about the street or in school, or you mightn't apply yourself in school because you just feel unworthy of education. Or it could be as simple as not being picked to play football in school by the football team. Again, because somebody might say, oh, you're shit at football, that might be already in their subconscious mind that they're shit at everything. So they'll start thinking about that, they'll start feeling really bad, really down, really low, and they'll start acting that way, mess about and all in school. So that's the pattern. And even though they have the ability at this point to reject that, they'll probably accept that based on what's in their subconscious mind. So it's like, let's say you're 30, 40, 50 years of age and you can't understand why you're constantly getting through relationships, so you're on the drink nearly every night or on the drugs, or you're frivolous or money, or just things never seem to go right. It's all based back to this, but we start believing that we're broken people. So we go back to the 7 or 8 years of age. So let's say you got in trouble say on a Tuesday night and your mummy was shouting at you for something that you did wrong. So let's say the next day your mummy was supposed to pick you up from school, but she was late picking you up, maybe a half an hour, 40 minutes. What we start doing at this point in time, because there's already negativity in the subconscious mind, is we will start linking up, oh, I get shouted at last night, with my ma didn't pick me up in time a day. So we'll start connecting the dots and we'll start creating a story, a narrative about who we are. Okay, and that's how we live our lives out, based on that narrative. So it's like if you're 30 or 40 or 50 sitting watching this and you can't understand that, that's what it's based on. But let's say you're 30 or 40 or 50 and let's look in your life day book. So you're in this chapter now, but this chapter is influenced by all the previous chapters that have been very good. But what I'm here to tell you today, in this chapter, you can start rewriting your own narrative, your own chapter, which I've done through understanding how this all works behind me. And in understanding how this works, I was able to go back and work it out for myself. But I'll show you that in the second and the third video, and I'll show you the tools. Because what happens from these perspectives, the subconscious is full of negativity. We get the 7 or 8, it's still full of negativity. We move on, 13, 14, 15, 16, still full of negativity. And we think people have the ability to make us angry, or people have the ability to make us feel bad, or people have the ability to, make us feel stupid. But really, all this subconscious is a mirror to everything that's in the subconscious. So if you feel stupid, you feel too ugly, too stupid, too heavy, too whatever, unworthy, unlovable, that's how you feel in your subconscious. And it's just people's behaviour is just a mirror back to your subconscious. So if you can hear what I'm saying in that bit, is people don't have the ability to make you feel any way, but we give people that amount of power because that's already in our subconscious. But if we go back with a clearer perception and perspective on what happened back then and how the thoughts and the narrative was developed, then we could possibly do something positive about that. So guys, it's really important that you understand the mind's broken to conscious, subconscious. The subconscious is where your beliefs, thoughts and self-concept is. It has the ability to accept or reject. From 0 to 7, your subconscious is wide open. Everything it gets put in feels like truth and it's seen as truth. 7 or 8, you develop your conscious mind that gives you the ability to accept or reject. But if in here's already filled with all the negativity and all the stuff from here, when anything else happens, somebody says something that makes you feel stupid, it's not what they said that makes you feel stupid, it's because the feeling's already in you. So at this age, 7 or 8, you might have the ability to reject what's being said, but because the subconscious is so full of negativity, you more than likely will accept what's in. Sorry, I meant to say reject there, but because of the negativity in the subconscious, you more than likely will accept the narrative. So, just to bring us to a wee close, see, reality is nothing more than a mirror. It's nothing more than a mirror. And this is where self-reflection and self-inquiry comes into it. Why do I do this? Why does this story keep going on in my head? Why do I keep ending up in the same place? And if you understand what I just told you here, that's the reason why. Guys, I've attached a wee workbook with this, so please go through the workbook after you watch each video, or you can watch all 3 videos and complete the workbook. And I hope that this wee small workshop gives you the ability and the insight that I got from it when I seen it. Okay guys, thank you.